Hey guys, Captain Walnut here. I just wanted to give you guys an update on my snow golem thing. Actually, let me turn down the sound. Yeah, so I've been working with snow golems a lot recently, and they're extremely frustrating. Mobs don't react to them the same very often, but I've started to discover a few key things. And like I said, I also started working on a factory. There's a lot of problems with that one. I've built a new one. I'll get over that in a second. What I'm showing you right here is a concept for the first ever automatic cobblestone factory. These Endermen would just get in the corner and explode. Come on, guys, cooperate. Go. Explode. Do it. Do it. Explode. Come on. Well, the idea here would be that the creepers would get angry at the snow golem there in the corner, explode, and half the time when they explode, they're shot back as they're exploding, so they actually explode in the middle of this floor here, and it destroys a lot of cobble, which then falls down into this stream below here, and I'm sorry, sound lag, which then falls down to the stream below here, and then the cobble would end up over there. Wow, I'm really surprised these guys haven't exploded yet. Seems whenever I'm recording, things don't go the same way. Oh well. Come on. Really? Well, I'll throw a snowball at them to show you. Oh, there we go. Didn't need to do it. So you saw that it exploded, a hole appeared, and then it was repaired almost instantly by the cobblestone generator over here. So that's a concept. And you can see here some cobblestone that has collected from past experiences. Now, when these guys explode directly in the corner, this guy is close enough that he takes just a little bit of damage, but you can have him standing on a pressure plate, and then whenever that pressure plate's deactivated for a certain period of time, you know, maybe 10 seconds or so at a time, then a new snow golem would be dropped in from a reservoir of snow golems, like this one, and more sound lag. So the reservoir of snow golems would be kept up by an Enderman factory. Now, as I've been building factories like this, I've discovered that these things are so buggy, and you can see the snow balls flying through the air from when the snow golem misses the creepers. But yeah, there are some major log out issues and despawn issues. If you fly too far away, an Enderman will despawn, and sometimes, for some very strange reason, that'll make the cart go in the opposite direction. I don't know why. It happens very rarely, but when it does, it messes up an entire system like this. Whatever. I've got a pumpkin farm over here. I'm too lazy to download the new snapshot that allows pumpkins and melons to grow on untilled soil. So instead, I've got this set up here. If an Enderman comes along and grabs the pumpkin, the soil comes back up so the new pumpkin can grow. And then when a pumpkin grows, I'll put snow down. You can't place pumpkins down because it's a tilled soil block. If a pumpkin grows, then you see it, the tilled soil goes down before it can disappear, before it can get untilled by the pumpkin. So that's how that works. Endermen just come through there. Theoretically, they'll grab a pumpkin. They do almost every time they go through there, but those two guys just didn't. And then they'll place it. Oh no, I just messed it up. I hit the cart. That was my bad. That's another issue I'm dealing with. It's just very frustrating to go through here and work so closely with these carts because sometimes you bump them. But yeah, it goes down here. The first setup I had was why is there a creeper here? Man. The first setup I had was the zigzags are going this way, but another issue was when you logged out, if a cart was on a turn, it would stop moving. It wouldn't even remember that it had momentum, even though there's all this stuff going on. Yeah. I've got AutomatorMC, my version of AutomatorMC's Enderman separator here. You can check. I'll put a link in the description. You can go check it out on his channel. It's I like it because you don't have to worry about spiders in that one, and obviously in a system like this, you're not going to want to worry about spiders anyway. So yeah. So this factory is giving me a lot of problems. I want to show you a different factory that I'm working on that should solve most of those problems, and then I'm going to come back and show you some more things with the snow golems. So meet you at the other factory. Okay, so here we are at the other mob factory. If this looks overly complex, that's because it is. So the purpose behind this factory was to get around all those issues that I was talking about earlier. So now I've got each module here only holds one Enderman, has occupancy detection to make sure that only one Enderman is in there. If I move away and the Enderman despawns, the cart will spit back out, and I'll show you that in a little bit. It's got 2 tracks here, one for the track coming out where Endermen are picked up, and the other track for unoccupied carts. So it'll come out here, spit out, and go on this track if it's an empty cart. It locks down, and I think sometimes when you log back in, you get some weird issues. I'm into the buggy world of Minecraft now. I'm getting carts that don't spawn correctly, and torches burning out when they're not supposed to, and yeah, like for instance at night, for some reason the torches all in here will burn out and won't relight until day, and they're not being triggered too fast. They're being triggered, you know, at button speed. So I don't know what's going on there. But anyway, the challenges with this system are that all the logic for this occupancy detector had to be fit in a, you know, vertical space here so that the snow golems could still fall down. So I got this one. It's one-way occupancy detection. I originally had a vertical XOR gate there, and that one would actually detect the Enderman. Would trigger as if it was an empty cart when an Enderman was going backwards on this. So I came up with this system instead. I don't feel like a tutorial is needed on this. If you guys want one, let me know and I'll make one. But right now it's just way too complex for me to worry about this stuff. So anyway, it goes into the one-way occupancy detection, comes in over here to a T flip-flop. This line will activate if a empty cart goes in, comes in, triggers a T flip-flop right here, which then triggers this logic, which flips the gate here, so it no longer bounces out, it comes out, and it also flips this switch, this track switch the other direction, so carts can come in. And that's all there is to that. It's just, like I said, all of this extra stuff is just to make sure that minecarts and Endermen and everything behave properly when I log out and everything. I got these little notches here because sometimes for weird reasons a cart will just, like I said, if an Enderman despawns, will start going backwards. Very rarely, but it does happen. And so this will make sure that it goes down, hits that, and comes back. If I had it one higher, it would actually connect to this. So that's why I have to have it 2 down. Yeah, and then occasionally you get these issues right here where, I mean, that should not have happened, but it's okay since I built everything out of glass. So he won't, the only thing he'll acquire is fall damage from that long fall. But otherwise, I don't know why that just happened. Do you see? It's still locked. I think he glitched through this block here. I'm not sure why. But in the event of that happening, I have a button here to unlock it. There you go. Alright. I think I'm going to put this world up for download as soon as I can figure out how. Oh yeah, let me show you where the snow golems. The snow golems just fell down. I got a little carried away in MC Edit with this hole. So snow golems just fall down here, go into this tunnel, and then go up a mob evader into the little snow golem chamber over here. Yeah. So I think I'm going to put this world up for download as soon as I can figure out how. Let me show you a couple things with the Enderman like starting and stopping it and it logging out. So see you in a second. Okay guys, so now I got 5 Endermen in here. You know that because of this little 5 right there. And we'll go ahead and turn her on. And I'll show you guys it working. Alright, so the Pez dispenser's spitting out the carts. Grabs an Enderman. Oh, we can get rid of that thing. You can see that one goes in there and locks it down. The next one goes into the next one, locks it down. And they keep bypassing and going in and locking it down. And they stay inside there. And then I'll just pick up the pumpkins at the back and set them down in the snow and it'll fall down. So that's how this all works. Oh yeah, and I just wanted to follow an empty cart around and show that it does bypass each one. I had some friends asking what do the empty carts actually bypass it, so this on video I'm showing that it does. And here's the first unoccupied slot, so an empty cart will come in. Of course they're all back in the Pez dispenser right now, here come a few more. But an empty cart will go in there, hit the occupancy detector, it'll realize that it's unoccupied and spit it back out onto the empty cart track. And I'll just come back around into the Pez dispenser, which, like I said, ensures that the timing is correct so that the carts don't run into each other. And then come back up, and if there was it would pass by here. If there's an Enderman there, it would have grabbed it. Alright, so that's how this all works. Now I'm going to show you that, the log out or the despawning function still works perfectly. So I have two Endermen here, bouncing back and forth. If I were to fly really far away, they would despawn, or if I were to log out and log back in, there would be a chance that they would despawn. I know that's not supposed to happen, but in my tests I've seen that it actually does happen. If you log out and log back in, an Enderman will despawn. So there's a slight chance, but it'll happen. So I'm just going to set it to peaceful to simulate me flying far away. And you see they disappear. The cart goes in, it detects that it's empty, and comes back out. Okay, so I'd like to show you what I'm working on in terms of mob sorting using the snow golems. That's why I have an entire Enderman factory set up here, so I can have a continuous supply of snow golems so that I can use them to sort mobs out from each other based on behavior. Because zombies, when they're angry at you, they'll walk straight at you. Skeletons, when they're angry at you, they'll turn left, or their right, your left, about 10 blocks away from you. And creepers, when they're angry at you, will turn left, your right, or your left, their right, about 2 blocks from you, 2 to 3 blocks from you. So you can use that to separate the mobs out. And rather than having you just stand there and them getting angry at you, I'd prefer for you to be able to do other things and then be getting angry at the snow golems. Now, I had a bunch of footage showing that stuff working. That footage got corrupted, and in the meantime, I recorded that sometime over the holiday season. Happy holidays, by the way. I recorded that sometime over the holiday season, and the footage got corrupted, and I destroyed the device in the meantime. And I'm not going to rebuild it because it didn't work very well. But I'll try and piece back together what I can and show you that. But you're gonna have to deal with me talking about it. One real quick thing before I get into that is something like this with this back and forth bouncing occupancy detector could be used for a base defense thing. Like on single player, you could have it bouncing back and forth with a snow golem in it to guard entrances to your base. Like maybe you could have 2 of them next to each other and a corridor to your front door, so mobs that were walking that corridor could get shot left and right into like a lava pit or a cactus pit or something. Or on SMP, you could have rather than like this area here would be a skeleton spawner. Like a skeleton dungeon, and then you could have a track coming out to something like this, so that if players were walking along and didn't know any better, walking along the wrong path, they would get shot by skeletons in these carts. And you could disguise it with like behind a waterfall, or even cooler, have a curtain of lava, so as the arrows came out, they would be on fire. Alright, so I'm gonna go show you those things. I'm gonna piece together what I can. It probably won't be very much, but otherwise, thank you for watching, and see you. Okay, so yeah, that footage was unusable. So I'll just show you this real quick, and then talk a lot. So I have a skeleton spawner set up right here to show you, because skeletons are the biggest issue. In order to get the mobs pissed off at the snow golems have to hit them. But the snow golems won't shoot unless they can see the whites of their eyes, like I was talking about earlier. So basically, the snow golems can only shoot this in a position where the skeletons could shoot back. So I've got a setup right here where they can't actually shoot back very often. You see they do shoot back, but most of the time it either hits a fence gate. If you have a netherrack fence and a regular fence next to each other, they won't connect. And then there's these teeny tiny gaps right here where the snow golems can shoot out of. They do occasionally die. Those snow golems have taken a couple hits already while I was testing this. But they can shoot at these little teeny tiny gaps, and the skeletons are very inaccurate, so they very rarely can shoot back. If you have this scooted back by one more, it'd be even less likely that skeletons could shoot. So yeah, so then what you would do is you would have the skeletons fall down, or not the skeletons, all the mobs would be going through here. I'm just using a skeleton spawner because those are the only guys that can retaliate. So then the mobs would fall down by 16 blocks, and my tests have shown that a snow golem will forget about a mob once it's more than 16 blocks away. But the mob that's pissed off at that snow golem will not forget about the snow golem. So you can drop them down, bring them around to the back where the snow golem won't be shooting at him. He'll still be focused on the other guys. Oh, look, all of them are dead now. But he'll come back up, and he'll be able to see the snow golem, because once he's pissed off at someone, he will continue to attract them. So he'll come back towards the snow golem, go towards him, and you can use behavior to separate them at that point. So skeletons go left 10 blocks away, their right, your left, the snow golem's left, so my right, so they go this way. At 10 blocks away, creepers would go right at 2 to 3 blocks away, and then the zombies would just walk straight forward. So you can just have different pits to separate them out that way. I'm not going to continue working on that because I'm just tired of looking at this thing. Anyone else can feel free to tackle this at any point in time. I'm not claiming rights to this or anything by any means, so please feel free to tackle this. If you're wondering what this one is, this was a creeper spawner. This is my very first test at trying to get them to blow up on snow golems. But for some reason, if I had this thing open, I had some of this glass missing, the snow golems would actually occasionally get pissed off at these guys and ignore the skeletons, which was strange, but whatever. Okay, well, that's all I have to show you. That was just an update, nothing really that conclusive to show you. I'm sorry about that. I hope everyone had a wonderful New Year's and some happy holidays, and I will talk to you later. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.